In this video, we will be explaining why Fluid Sack is better than Soup Sinclair. Recently, I saw a video talking about how Soup Sinclair was better than Fluid Sack. Soup Sinclair isn't better than Fluid Sack, but I agree with Vader because this ego is very overhated. A problem with this ego is sinking and rupture. If you have sinking or rupture on your centers, it will do a tick of rupture or sinking damage depending on what type of debuff you have. This is a problem because in Refraction Railway 4, most of the enemies in Refraction Railway 4 inflict a ton of sinking onto your centers. Another reason why Fluid Sack is better than Soup Sinclair is because of the SP healing it gives. The reason why Faust Fluid Sack is so strong is because of the SP healing Faust gives. Soup Sinclair's ego might give more healing than Faust Fluid Sack, but that isn't the main point of Faust Fluid Sack. It heals SP and your health. 90% of the time, SP is more important than healing. But you could always argue that you'll reach 45 sanity pretty fast, and after that, Faust Fluid Sack is just worse than Sinclair Soup once you reach 45 sanity on your centers. A good example how sanity healing is useful even if you're at 45 sanity is Dawn Telepult. When you use Dawn Telepult, it spends 20 sanity. But if you use Fluid Sack right after you use the Dawn Telepult, you'll bring your sanity back up to 45, which lets you be able to use Rip Space right after you use your Telepult. Let's talk about passives. Sinclair's passives allows him to inflict burn on a tails hit of a coin. This passive is literally only usable on one identity. Why would you use Enclair just to use the passive for Soup Sinclair? You would just use Philip Sinclair instead because he's literally just better for burn. So that makes this passive completely useless. But if we compare that to Fluid Sack's Boss passive, which gives 2 protection to the least HP ally for a turn, it's 10 times better compared to Sinclair's passive. Faust's passive isn't very good, but compared to Sinclair's passive, it's better. But you shouldn't really be taking damage anyways, because you should be winning most of your clashes. So this passive is also kind of bad. Let's talk about damage. Overall, Sinclair does more damage than Faust Fluid Sack. But the problem is, Sinclair attacks his own allies, reducing the damage Sinclair deals to the enemies. So it's actually more like 36 damage if you account that Sinclair hits his own allies. This means that Faust Fluid Sack does more damage than Sinclair Soup. This isn't really that big of a deal because both of them are used for support and healing. Let's pretend all centers have a max HP of 195 using 6 centers. Faust heals 15% per center. 15% of 195 is 29.25 HP. Sinclair heals off his HP. Highest HP ID with 242, 10% per center. 10% of 242 is 24.2. Faust can heal 6 centers for 29.25 HP. That's 175.5 healed in total. Divide 175.5 by the cost of the ego, which is 9. So that's 9.5 HP per resource that Faust uses. Sinclair heals 5 centers for 24.2 HP. That's 121 HP healed. Divide by 121 by the cost of the ego, which is 6. So that's 20.1 HP per resource. Sinclair heals 20.1 HP per resource. Faust heals 19.5 per resource. If you subtract that, it equals 0.6, which makes Sinclair heal 0.6 more HP than Faust per resource. I'm also not including the SP gain from Faust. Sinclair also has a chance of not healing when using his ego. Sinclair's ego actually has a very fun thing where if it hits heads, it heals. It has to hit heads. If it hits tails, then you don't heal. This gives you a 20% chance not to heal from using this ego. You also have to use Mexican Sinclair in order for Soup Sinclair to outperform Fluid Sack Faust. Overall, I think generally Faust Fluid Sack is in fact better than Sinclair Soup. But that doesn't make Sinclair Soup bad. It's just more niche compared to Faust Fluid Sack. I think that Soup Sinclair is better than most of egos in the game just because how much attack weight and value this ego has. Soup Sinclair has a lot of potential because once we are able to use 8 sinners, we're able to heal 7 sinners all at once using this one ego. Depending on what sin resources you can generate, Boss Fluid Sack might actually be worse than Sinclair Soup because you can't generate the resources in order to use Boss Fluid Sack. Soup Sinclair might actually be one of the best egos we've gotten so far, just because of the insane amount of attack weight it gets when it's uptied 4. Boss Fluid Sack always and always will be the best SP healing and healing ego in the game. Nothing really can change of that unless they come out with the ego that is just Boss Fluid Sack but better. A special thanks to Will Vader because he was the inspiration for this video. If he didn't upload the video about talking about how Boss Fluid Sack was horrible and how Soup Sinclair is actually good, I would not have ended up making this video. His channel will be linked in the description below of the video. Thank you for watching the video. Till next time, see ya.